Okay, let's talk NFL football because we got some. We're down to week 17 of the National Football League schedule, and there's some real crunch time games. But the one that just kind of grabs my attention is what's going to happen in Los Angeles, and the other one that grabs my attention is obviously what's developed with the Raiders franchise. In Los Angeles, you got the Chargers versus the Rams. You know about the greatness of Justin Herbert, the Charger quarterback. This has been pretty impressive what that guy on the left in the blue jersey did, Baker Mayfield. He's gotten them 2 victories in 3 starts, and Mayfield is playing for his next contract somewhere in the NFL, and maybe it will be with the Rams. Mayfield is surrounded by a better crop of players than he had at Carolina, and obviously the mess he was involved in Cleveland, he's played pretty well. I think this could be a much tougher game for the Chargers than they realize because Mayfield's got these guys motoring on offense, and the Rams last week just knocked out Denver with a fierce defense. So Mayfield's arrow is pointed up. This story in Las Vegas, to me, is an absolute stunner. The demise of Derek Carr. They have taken him off the roster. He will not play. He will not even be part of the makeup of the games, the final 2 weekends of the season. He's got a massive new contract that kicks in next year. The rumor is they will attempt to trade him before the guaranteed part of the 3 years left on his contract kicks in. The demise of Derek Carr is stunning. Do you blame him? I think it's an organization failure on the part of the quarterback, and he's just been the emotional flag carrier for this franchise for this whole group of years. And he has now removed himself from the team. He decided after they told him that we're going to play the backup quarterback so we can get answers on some of these other players on the roster the last 2 games, now that they're out of the playoffs for the most part, that he said, I'll step away. I'm not going to be a distraction. I won't make myself available to anybody. You do what you're going to do. You know, and they struggled at the start. They got red hot in the middle, and now they've faltered again. So I don't know if I blame Derek Carr as much as I do Josh McDaniels, the coach, or maybe just Mark Davis and the whole organization. Now, that being said, his career record is a bit of a stunner, 69-80. It's not a great career one-loss record. And the last 5 games that he's played, only completing 52% of his passes. His quarterback rating is down to a career worst 86. And this is a guy with a heavy-duty running back, Josh Jacobs, and with a star wide receiver, Devontae Adams, and they're just not doing well. He's thrown 9 picks in his last 5 games. So your reaction to Mayfield and your thoughts on the silver and black Raiders.
The Derek Carr used to always be held in high regard, wasn't he, for many years? But the Raiders defense has just been terrible. He's got some talent around him this year, but it just seems like, the quarterback, gets all the credit or is the scapegoat, depending how the team goes. So it's interesting that he took a step back, and said, I won't be a distraction. I'm not sure how to read that one, but maybe he's just kind of setting the table for next year. As far as Baker Mayfield goes, I love the story. This guy was basically on the edge of being out of the NFL. Now he is leading a team. He's got the guys rallying behind him. And maybe, who knows what's going to happen with Matt Stafford. Baker Mayfield might be the number 1 or number 2 quarterback in LA next year.
I wonder, they have Stafford for 3 more years on the contract extension. Could they convince Baker Mayfield to sign to be quarterback 1, quarterback 1A, knowing the fact that Stafford has the elbow injury and has the neck issue? Now, the Rams are saying he's going to be back for the offseason workouts. He'll be 100%, but you never really know. But if Mayfield has found a chemistry with the people on that offensive side and with Sean McVay, the coach, does he forego free agency and go somewhere else where he could be a starter, but maybe in a bad situation, to stay with the Rams? Because the Rams, to me, will bounce back next season.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, I think if I'm Mayfield, if the Rams have me back, I'm taking that job, even if I'm 1A or number 2.